Welcome back to our special second hour tonight. We are focused on the threats coming at us that are worthy of our attention. Of course, abroad, right? Of course, the cartels. Of course, China, all right? Of course, extreme Islamism. But not all of these things come outside in. Thanks to the internet now, each and all of them are as active when it comes to fundamentalism. The guy who decided to murder the CEO of the healthcare company, the guy who bombed the IVF clinic, what just happened in Palm Springs, what we saw in Boulder. These are different schools of crazy. They may hate one another, but they hate all of us even more. Authorities in Washington state just pulled off a massive raid, an arsenal of weapons, armor, ammo, a lot of neo-Nazi BS. Stuff was stolen from a nearby army base. 2 men arrested, both ex-military, okay? They're the ones who did the stealing. And you can say, oh yeah, well, we know about them. Well, do we? Because they want to kill what we are about, all right? Just today, the FBI arrested a man at JFK Airport in connection with the recent bombing at that IVF clinic. Investigators say the man they just arrested helped the bomber. They're investigating the same thing about Boulder. These guys get help. A lot of times it's right here. So let's bring in Chris Piehota, a national security executive, spent 23 years in the FBI, also worked as a director of the Terrorist Screening Center. It's good to have you, sir. Thank you.
Pleasure to be with you and your audience tonight.
So, fundamentalism. People are like, meh, yeah, the Muslims, they're the bad ones. I got it. How broad is the spectrum of fundamentalism that we are dealing with that is homegrown, home radicalized?
Well, if you're looking at fundamentalism, we use the term extremism, right? Because what you're looking at are extreme positions taken on various political, social, or ideological views. And when you allow an extreme position to form, you immediately lay the groundwork for an equally extreme but opposite position to form to oppose other extreme positions. So what we're seeing now in our society is that we have such hyperpolarization when it comes to any issue, whatever it's, again, political, social, or ideological. It's creating these extreme positions, and we're seeing people gravitate toward those, what I call lunatic fringes in some areas. And I think what we have in our society is a building pressure that we have to stop and take a look at and acknowledge that it's happening.
So you believe that they are all different kinds of, let's say, metaphorically, tools becoming in the same box, that it doesn't matter if you're a neo-Nazi or you're a Guy Fawkes wacko anarchist, or you are extreme Islamism, or you're of the McVeigh school of anti-government. It's all on the rise because of what?
Well, again, it's that changing world, right? We have the clash of cultures that's going on. If you look around what's happening to us, the world is changing, power structures are changing, cultures are changing. We have wealth disparities, real or perceived. I mean, all these forces are working on our societies. And plus what you're watching also is the change in world power structures that have existed since World War II. So a lot of movement around the world right now where, some allies are no longer allies and some enemies are now allies. And now you have conflict in the Middle East, which is always a powder keg for the world, and with the Ukrainian-Russian conflict. So we have a lot of areas now that people take a side and, again, move to those extreme positions and those extreme fringes. And that's what I think is causing a lot of it. And to be honest with you, Chris, I think a lot of it's also caused in our own country by our own divisiveness when it comes to social media, and certain political dialogues have gotten way out of hand.
So what are you supposed to do in a country where you don't punish thought?
Well, that's the problem we have, right? We have freedom of speech. We have freedom of thought. And I think what we have to do is go back to what is good for our communities, and we have people now looking out for what's best for them and not for their communities. And we've lost that sense of community in a lot of areas that we have to work to get back. And I'll tell you one other thing, and I said this to some folks up on the Hill when I was testifying one time. there's a fine our security and law enforcement folks walk when it comes to security and the preservation of privacy and civil liberties. So, I jokingly said to them, when there's not an attack or not an event, you are the same people who will criticize me or the FBI or other security folks for overstepping our bounds. And then when there is an attack or an incident, you're the same folks that'll be upset because we didn't exercise enough initiative and authority. So it's a difficult tightrope to walk when you're looking at that preservation, that balance between privacy, civil liberties, and community security.
It just seems that there are a lot more people acting on crazy these days. And it would be one thing if they were just talking about it because everybody's got a box now. But, we used to like to write this off as others, right? These are foreigners. These aren't us. They're coming after us. These are our people more often than not, acting against the rest of us out of some perverse sense of, justice. And you're right. It is a big challenge, Chris. And you're right.
Well, I think,
go ahead. Last word.
Sorry. What I was to say, we have a large part of our society now that feels disenfranchised. Mm-hmm. They feel left behind, left out, and they no longer see themselves as being part of society. Mm-hmm. And it allows them to drift toward those flawed, extreme ideologies. It's the same reason people join gangs, that they join cults, for that sense of belonging, that sense of purpose. And until we as a nation, a society, regain that ability to include people in society and make sure that nobody's left out or behind, we're going to continue to see those fringes form. And this isn't, unfortunately, new. I mean, they kind of ebbs and flows over the decades.
It's not new, but it's more, Chris. Yeah. And we just have so much more focus on what makes us different than what makes us the same. Nobody is talking
That's correct.
The common concern talk anymore. And I mean, it's one thing for someone who's got no options, who's otherized, to join some extreme group because they want to get back. It's another to have a kid on an Ivy League campus who's pro-Hamas, when they're like white and from the suburbs. But Chris Piehota, I got to jump. We will keep this conversation going. And thank you for the perspective of someone who did the job of keeping us safe. Appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.